What is going on, guys? I'm back with another video. This one's going to be kind of short, and I'll upload another one to this one if anybody wants. So I just picked this Bobcat up not that long ago. Had it for just a couple weeks now. It's a 753 F Series Bobcat. Got it from my uncle. Smoking deal. So pretty much I drive belt tension, because it is a major one, obviously, in the skid steer world. If you're a DIY kind of guy and want to know, it is super easy to do. I will show you how to do it. If you guys want a video on me actually adjusting this one and like going through the steps and showing you completely, I can do that. If you want any other videos on this, 100%, just let me know. I'm actually going to be pulling this engine out probably within the next month or so, I would say. As you can see, got a little bit of oil right there. It's got some blow-by, needs to be rebuilt. So yeah, hopefully I can get to that in the next month or so. But yeah, so you come back here to the left side of the machine, over by your battery. I know some skid steers are over on the right side, and some of the newer machines are set up a little bit different with the tensioner and everything than this one. So this is going to be just for your basic Bobcat. But like I said, 753. As far as I know, the 750 series, 760, 770... actually a lot of the series, even in the 8 series, the S series, the T series, these older machines, I believe, are all very, very similar. Set up like this is the backside of your engine. So that's your crank, the backside of your crank, you know, your flywheel and everything. That pulley is what drives your drive belt. Then you got your tensioner right up there where that wrench is. And then back there a little bit farther, I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see it, but your hydrostat sits right on the back side of your engine. So this belt is what gives you your drive to your hydrostat, and that pulley is right back there, directly behind your tensioner. And essentially, I know this is going to be, you know, probably everybody knows it, but for the people out there that don't, this is what drives your drive motors. Essentially, your hydrostat is what drives your drive motors. So it's belt driven. This is your drive belt. And then there's your tensioner. Like I said, the pulley up there is for your drive. So to tension this phone kind of sucks. Right up at the top, there's a bolt. And so up here is your tensioner bolt that you have to back out a little bit. This plate right here is what holds your tensioner. And on the back side, just right here, I know it's probably going to be really hard to see. See if I can zoom in a little bit. All right, you see that little tab right there? Like a little triangle tab. Kind of hard to see because that top of that tensioner is in the way, but right there, and then this spring on the back side of this, you bust that bolt loose, and then up above that, on the top side, that tensioner plate is where you put your pry bar. You get a 2 to 3 foot pry bar, should work pretty good. You pop that bolt loose. You put your pry bar in here and pry it down. And then this right here, that little tab, will spin back this way as long as your tensioner is good. Because a lot of times those springs in your tensioner will go bad, and that will not spin back. You want to see that spin back because that's kind of your gauge for not over tightening. Which, if yours doesn't, you can still do it. You're not going to know very well what your tension is, but you still can do it. Those tensioners are like $450, so they are not cheap. They definitely do not give those away. But yeah, just for the DIYer wants to do it at home, they're super easy to do. If you want an actual video of me doing it, I'm going to be doing it here fairly shortly because my belt is pretty damn loose. So, going to have to do that. But yeah, other than that, you just pop that bolt loose, push that down with your pry bar, tighten that bolt up a little bit just so it holds onto that. You can take your pry bar out and you throw your ratchet in there and really get her tight. I would suggest taking the battery out. Comes out really easy. Then you can get to everything a lot nicer, a lot easier. But yeah, that's essentially how you do that. Like I said, if an actual video on that, I can get set up with a little bit better camera so I can kind of set it up and then be able to do it. I just kind of holding it to show you guys. But yeah, that's pretty much all that it takes to tighten your drive. So if you have any issues pulling into a pile and you start losing power, not necessarily losing engine power, but your tires aren't really spinning, at a high idle, your tires should spin fairly well when you pull into a pile. It shouldn't bog down too much, but if you notice it's just not pushing into a pile like it used to, best thing you can do is check your tensioner, because obviously that's a thing that you have to have for your skid steer to drive. So yeah, definitely check that. And they're, like I said, they're super easy to do. Now for your belts, they do get cracked. They do need to be replaced. They're a couple $100. Your tensioners are not always bad. So like I said, pop that loose a little bit. And when that belt comes loose, take and try and wiggle that tensioner, because it does have bearings inside of there. And if you see, when you're looking at it, you can see that tensioner, and it looks like it's, it'd be tipped up because the belt's on the bottom side. So if you see that, and it doesn't look straight, it looks like it's tipped up, good possibility the bearings in that are shot. Anyways, so if the bearings are shot in that, you're going to need a new one. If they're not shot, then you're good. So yeah, that's one thing to look at. And like I said, if you guys want a full video on how to do it, actually me walking you through the steps, by all means, comment, like, subscribe. And if you guys want to see any more videos on the skid steer, like I said, I'm going to be pulling the engine here pretty soon to completely go through that. So I have a John Deere 1450 that needs to be split. I got to do a clutch on it. Had to pull all the dash and everything out so I could fix the steering. And then I got to split it. Got to do a clutch. So, yep, any videos on that? Like I said, like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you want to see. And yeah, I'll try and get those videos out as soon as I can. So, thanks. Have a good day, guys.